Huh? See you later. See you later. Fantastic. How are you? I'm doing all right. Good, good. What up, Kane? How you feeling? Doing good. Very good fun. This what's up. Let me see why I haven't turned on the camera. Light. Turn it. Oh, yeah, my light come in bad. Let me turn it the other way. All right, hold up. I'm glad we're a little early. It's impossible to grow. Being the fish, I can hope we don't get to. And the doors to the garment stores. But it's just like the never know. And it's a killing little fat at all. Did it go to the there? It's one done about. So they have them. You see. Oh, good night, tonight. There is just what Indeed, it's just like the open order like G. That you can't get like that you don't fit it like that you don't feel it like the yeah, but then with the E. That you can't fit like yeah, bet you don't fit it like I put this stuff with like E, I bet you didn't know it like me. Yeah. Hey, hey. About the first one, I'm about to build with the squad. I'm about to shine with the stars. I'm about to do it for God. I'm about to do it for God. Hey, God. I'm about to do it for Rob. I'm about to pull up and God. Put up in what? Pull up like this at the bottom. Step on the gas and I'm down. Yo, take off and fly the swamp. I'm about to hit close and fight. But I'm just keeping it calm. Like that, huh? Yeah. Once they be begging for pounds, I do not have no competitor until you. Order ready, I'm ready. To be like a wrestler. Lyrics so cold like ain't nothing. You can't be me, it's impossible. It's hell on the track, I'm unstoppable. You not an up, you's an obstacle. Of course, I'm gonna jump over top of you. I'm playing chess, you just second. Yeah, I'm really into conscious music a lot, so I love like conscious music. She was asking me some of the people, and then I came back and thought about it. I was like, yo, I should have told him Toby Knight. I should have told him. It's a lot of people I didn't even think about saying. I know you probably know about them though. And when I listened to your show the other day, that was fire. It was a couple songs. I was like, yo, wait. Oh yeah, I'm gonna bring some fires. Like yeah, it was. Got them all over. DMV, West Coast, East Coast, South. Midwest, West, we doing a big change over here. So, it ain't just music, but we, I want to tap in everything. I tap into, what I'm saying? Excellent. Well, thank you so much for having me on, man. We've been talking for a long time. So just the fact that this is actually coming together now is amazing. Like you sent me people over, you always supporting. So this was a necessity more so than an honor. You know what I'm saying? Like both of them, but still. Yeah, yeah, you've been doing your thing for a minute. I've been seeing, you've been making moves, you've been out there in the A, doing your thing with the spoken word.
and all that. And I'm like, it's an honor for me to, to be able to have this platform to give you to just, let you do your thing. So like, we're gonna let you do some spoken word. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do a little talking to you. This ain't no smut interview, so you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna really bully you.
I ain't worried. I ain't got much smut to worry about, so I'm good.
Yeah,
You know?
she's smart.
He'd be pulling out stuff like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Back in, 20 something, but X, Y, Z, you like, oh no, I'm like, I ain't nah. So this ain't no type of situation like that. This real chill vibe. We gonna, ask you some questions. We gonna freestyle it. Let you do a couple of pieces. Shout outs.
Did you know how many you might want? Because it's going, it'll determine my order if I know, you know what I'm saying? Because we put a lot to the side for you now. We put a lot to the side. So you just, let me know what you need.
So I can take the. So you got like an hour and some change. So I took it up, because I know how things go. But like you want to do, how many pieces you got? We do it that way. After that, you could talk about what they mean to you, stuff like that.
I mean, whatever. We just gonna go with the flow.
We gonna go.
And we'll just fly. We're just gonna go with the flow and how many we get out in between the music and the interviewing, then that's what we gonna do.
Yeah, so
All
yeah,
right,
I ain't gonna cut you off. I'm gonna let you do your thing. I'm gonna let you talk to your supporters out here. Every day, like I said, I learn with doing these interviews. I learn a lot about everybody. That a lot of people don't might not know. So sometimes we stereotype a lot of artists, boys, everybody, and they're like, oh, just because whatever. Then we hear them, and we're like, oh, well, that's their music, but their life story is a powerful story. So this is the platform to give people to, let people know the real you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah,
And that's why I know it's gonna be a vibe. So you know what I'm saying? Like, so how is like vaping? Do I need to go off the camera to vape
Oh
or
no,
you know what I'm
we
saying?
can do it. We can do it all. We can do it all.
Okay.
Now, as long as you ain't doing no lines, we good.
Yeah. No, I mean I quit that. I quit doing those about 25 years ago, so I'm good.
Okay.
No, the only lines I do now is writing. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Hey, so yo, you want to have your drink? You want to blow your vape, whatever? I'm cool with it. You know what I'm saying? This
Oh,
ain't
thank you. I don't
this
drink,
ain't,
but thank you, Dr. Green. And,
this ain't no
it's comfortable.
judgmental show. You know what I'm saying? Now I don't. You talk. Anything about, no incriminating stuff, like, that I'm like, hey, don't, I don't want no, yo, so-and-so did what, nah.
I ain't got no stories like that either. We safe over here.
Oh, hey, I like people, because people get comfortable when they start talking, and I'm like, hey, yo,
Now you're going down the wrong road. Hold up.
I mean, let's play a song real quick, you know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, people get comfortable because they want to talk, I'm cool with it,
Right.
this not a judgmental place. We just, this different vibe. We just talk. Or like I said, I got a script. Sometimes I don't even go off the script. So it's just here to just keep me on the same page. So
Sounds good. Well,
we
we
got
live.
we got your manager, Miss Brooks. She's the manager?
She is.
All right, you don't mind if we let her do a little, so people can know who she is? Do you mind? All right, I like to throw people out there. So let's talk about you. What you do, what part you play with Miss Poppy. You know what I'm saying? So we can figure out where you come in at, because I know her for a minute, but when you came up like, hey, she got management, I was like, oh, okay, we're doing a big thing now. So I always like to talk to the management team to see where they stand at with them. So we're gonna let you do your thing.
Good afternoon, good night, good evening, all that. We all on the same time. Can you hear
Yeah,
me?
no, I'm 2 hours behind.
Are you?
No, I'm messing with you.
Well, we
We on the
sleep
same.
right now anyway. Poppy,
we
I know Poppy,
same.
we sleep right now,
we
so it's okay. This is pre-recorded. We didn't tell you that part.
All right. So we're gonna let you talk about what you do, what you bring to the table, who you are, so people can also know how to tap in with you as well.
Well, My name is Kimberly Brooks, better known as Coastal Sunflower. And first of all, this is an honor. She's been telling me about you for a long time, and we finally got this. The time is always perfect. Timing is always perfect. So this is the time for it. Your show is amazing. We're so honored, and we're so just and so much gratitude for you to put us on this platform. And we've just been watching and just loving everything that you've done. And we're going to learn from you and borrow some things from you sometimes, and you can come and borrow some things from us on the corner. But that's it. I just manage her. That's the thing. All things, which is really it's a beautiful learning experience because, of course, Poppy pours. That's what she does. She pours in and she pulls out the best in you. That's her goal all the time when she gets up in the morning at 4 o'clock in the morning. It's just, let's go. Even the things that goes on in her life, she always puts that on the back burner to understand what you're doing and what she's all about people being successful, which is, I do that in my life too. I work at a boys behavior center and my whole family from the time I can remember anything that was our goal to help somebody every day. And so this is just an extension of that. And we're just I'm learning as much. I'm learning on the job. She's fired me like 7 times today.
Oh,
Yeah. And I'm just not leaving because, she don't
all right.
understand. I'm not going nowhere. So when you said the incriminating stuff, I hate I got my face on here because, sometimes I don't be wanting to know.
Different time, So I ain't even like say I'm gonna leave that one alone for another day.
Yeah. But it's,
So do
it's,
you have
it's
any
all
like
good.
projects that you were working on as well, or what do you
Yes, I
do?
have our company is Coastal Sunflower, our our total body company. I'm here in Florida based and on the farm, and everything that you see, everything we talk about is all natural from our head to our toe. It starts with cleansing of your mind and then the body follows backwards sometimes. Sometimes you have to clean your body first, and the things that go into your body helps your mind. So that's what we're all about. We have products for men and women. She's hands on with that, and she makes sure that we collab in everything. I mean, just everything is this, that, pull that. We have animals. She's all about nature and hugging trees and eating stuff. This is her for real. This is what's so funny. This is really her. And it's just like she's pulled the best out of me. You might can't tell, but I'm just not, I'm a behind the scenes person. I'm just not like the person that pushes. And so she's pushed me to do some things that I wouldn't normally have had the courage to do, And so now it's just like when you just, we privileged. That's what it is. That's our next thing that we got going on. And it's just all about, that word is taken for some other thing sometimes, but we're reclaiming that word because it's a privilege for us to be here. It's a privilege for us to be in community and connection. And let's go. I'm just ready. I'm excited about the things she got going on. I mean, we're just booking,
Me
booking,
too.
booking. And Mr. Miller, if you know somewhere you can plug her in, you on a racer. So whenever you say we gotta go, we going where you say go because for a long time you have been a person who has watched her career and you have supported her career. And so we have a lot of trust in people that are foundational people and we feel like you're a foundational piece. So we just want to thank you and your platform for having us.
All right, I appreciate that. One other thing before I say anything else, where can they find your products at online, or if anybody want to purchase from you?
We have a website and everything is Coastal Sunflower Body Scrubs. It's TikTok, it's Poppy's page, my page, everything is Coastal Sunflower Body Scrubs. You look up PPC, you look up Poppy's Poetry Corner. I'm a sponsor on there, and y'all, she makes me pay. We're in negotiation about that because she believes in everybody doing what they supposed to do. So everything is Coastal Sunflower Body Scrubs, and just plug in. And I'm telling you, from the very first time you use it, when I first got in connection with her, she's like, B, I don't do all that girly scrubbing and rubbing and all that, but the product was made for guys first because I have a son and I have
All right,
14 godsons. So they told me, Mommy, make something for us because girls have everything. So it's fruits and berries. I have Chattanooga whiskey, blackberry peach bourbon, things like that scents that are, and so they're unisex, pineapple, mango. And so, hey, that's how it started. So if the girls start liking it too, and guys need to scrub too, and you guys need to take care of head to toe. I have beard oil. We have everything for everybody. So we have a baby line now.
your
Yeah.
page line.
Yes. Yes, and we just partner with tea. Because she does the teas before she comes on, and she's like, B, can you? I don't know what she thinks. I got a magic wand down here sometimes, but she comes up with these ideas. She's like, I need tea. I need edible tea. What can we do? So things just falling blessings for us because now we have a place here where the goats are, and it's an edible poppy farm. And the guy was going to just mow them down
Yeah.
like a week before. And so it just, when this, we speak things, it comes about. And so on our farm where the goats are, he was literally going to mow them down because he didn't know. And his wife's like, well, let Kimberly and Poppy see these before you mow them down. So we dry the teas, everything is there. And now we're partnered with Kitty City Daycare in Atlanta, and we have a kids line. So, hey, we get them from the cradle all the way that way. So everybody can,
Love.
family.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Now I know who to tap in. Even when I come down there or
Yeah, because I see you got a little thing going on. You need to, one time. It's gonna take one time, and I promise you, one time,
all right.
and you will see the difference.
If you say that, I'm gonna try it. All right. Okay, cool. All right, so we about to get started. You know, we're gonna talk to my sis right here.
Okay.
Let her do some, some spoken word for y'all. If y'all haven't heard her, make sure you tune in on, Wednesday night. So you already know
Like
how
so.
we do it here. This is your boy AD, and we are locked in the Pusher Independent Radio Show, where we bring the dopest artists, the realest conversations, and the raw, unfiltered talent around the world. Today, I got a tremendous special guest for y'all coming straight out of the A. We're talking about a poet, a creative force, and one who doesn't just touch the mic, she sets the whole stage on fire. Now, I want y'all to listen for real, because this isn't just somebody who just decided to try poetry. This is the purpose. This is her passion. This is a voice that's been building since age of 8. Oh, I want you to share the tip with this now. So, and when she finally stepped to the mic in 2022, she's never looked back. Got about strength, love, a powerful mentor, too blessed, too stressed. She's turned her story into impact and her pain into purpose. She's a creator of Poetry Corner, going live every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Building a movement, uplifting the culture, and bringing real vibes to the people every single week. I want to introduce y'all to Miss Keynote. We're gonna let you do your thing. We're gonna let you do your thing. So I'm gonna just ask. We pretty much just gonna start this off. Where does your love of poetry come at the age of 8?
Lack of communication. That was my way to communicate. It was my way to just, get things out. I mean, that's how it started. I just always had a love for writing and reading. So poetry, it was just normal.
All right, all right. So, what was young Keynote writing about back then?
I think my first poem that I kind of remember myself writing was I love myself because I'm me.
Right.
And for some reason, I can almost remember the whole thing, but it was teenage me writing that piece and trying to prove to the world that no matter what you think about me, I'm me and I know who I am. I identify with who I am and I love it just for being myself. And I always remember that piece sticking out as the first piece that I really remember that I wrote. But I also wrote for a teen newspaper. So that was another outlet that allowed me to give back to the community and different things like that. So
Okay. Now, my question is, do you have that piece on you?
I actually don't, but I can remember a good bit of it, honestly. It went something like, I love myself because I'm me, striving to be all I can be. Not because someone else wants me to. I have to prove myself to me, not to you. See, somebody's always trying to change me, but only I can change me to any shape or form I want to be. I have the mentality of an 18-year-old. That's about all I remember. I tried to rewrite it one day, but it was, yeah, it didn't, it didn't come out the same, but I remember that part of it. So, and that part was a pushing for me just in hearing younger me already identifying with who I knew I was supposed to be.
Well, you still remember, so you still got the juices in that fire that I've been seeing for years. So, what made you come back to the mic in 2022?
That was my first time actually stepping to the mic. My writing was just for me. I might have read to my mom, a couple family members or something like that. But other than that, it was just my secret place, my place of writing. And what happened is that when my mom got sick, She told me, don't let my words die. And actually, on the way to the hospital, I was working on my EP at the time, and I was letting her listen to it. And I was like, "Mom, while we on the way down here, listen to this." And she stopped me, before I got ready to take her in, and she looked at me and she said, by my real name, she said, "Whatever you do, don't let your words die."
Right.
And it sparked something else in me. So when she left me, which was in 22, I went to my first open mic.
Okay.
And I've been going ever since. I found a passion, my heart, my hands, my everything just felt like this is where I was supposed to be, and I finally was home.
So you said you got an EP. Let's talk about this EP then.
I didn't finish it.
All right.
I actually didn't finish it because I was going through the transition at the time. I was excited about it, but my mom was sick for a while. So me taking her to the hospital that day, that went on for months. So everything in life got put on the back burner. But this was also how I birthed Poppy's Poetry Corner. Because before I went to that open mic, but I didn't want to always go out to the public and be uncomfortable in a comfortable situation. You get what I'm saying? Like comfortable with my poetry, but uncomfortable because I didn't know anybody. I was new to the mic. I didn't know myself as a poet or what I wanted to really put out or project to the world. I just needed to get out there. So I sat down one day and I drew up the plans for Poppy's Poetry Corner. And it was through my grief because in mourning her, I got really busy mentally, physically, emotionally. It was just keep myself busy. And so Poppy's Poetry Corner was birthed through that. And we've been going strong for 4 seasons now.
So what keeps you going? What do you look for when you have poets on your show?
Just community, just building community. And more than anything, this is my way of keeping her words alive. Don't let your words die. She didn't tell me how to do it. She just said, don't let it die. Poetry was the way that I chose to do it, but also through hosting, also through uplifting, also through motivational reels. I just kicked in, and the motivational reels really started because me talking to myself. I had to go to work while my mom was in the hospital. I had to, take care of her house. I had to do certain things. So I had to talk to myself every day just to get myself to leave the hospital, just to get myself to, move through life. So I started, doing motivation for me, but then people was like, "Yo, we heard you this morning. You got us all piped up. You
Yeah.
need to start putting that out to the world." Man, some mornings that would be through my tears, it would be through the yelling, the frustration, it would be a lot going on. So, I was just able to, get it out, and it turned into all of this, and it's just been such a blessing.
Yeah, I like what you're doing. I like that. That's where you give poets, MCs, you give them opportunities to showcase their gifts and talents. I guess by you having a show just like I do, is there points that like you get discouraged that like let's say if somebody reaches out and says, "Hey," you be like, "Hey, you want to be on the show?" And then like they supposed to show up but they don't. Does stuff like that get you discouraged, or do you just keep just moving on with it?
I'm on my let's go. So just because one person can't make it, I might have 3 or 4 other people that bless me. Season 1 was the hardest season. Nobody knew who I was. Who was Keynotes? Who is Poppy? And what is Poppy's Poetry Corner? And so a lot of people was like, "Oh, you playing?" Because I don't know what, or something like that. So just, got a lot of no's. Let's just say that. You know what I'm saying? But for every no that I got, I went double time and I got yeses. You know what I mean? So
Right.
it was just the whole, like, again, for everybody who's ever touched down on Poppy's Poetry Corner, they blessed me more so than I could ever say that I've ever blessed them. So I have a platform, but my platform wouldn't be anything without the blessing of people coming over and giving me their energy. So of course, when I'm on the corner, I'm going to get that energy back. I'm already extra, like, I'm drilled. So they even call me caffeine. Even right now, I'm telling myself to, calm down because I'm So it's like, even with that, I feel like energy feeds energy. And even
Right.
if I have somebody that come in the room that's not on my energy, guess what? By the time they leave Poppy's Poetry Corner, they're gonna feel me. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna feel the energy that I want them to have. So that, they know it's all love, whether they feeling down, whether they're happy. If you happy, I want you 10 times happier than what you was when you came in. If you down, then I want you, you know, from where you were. So it's just all about us just staying in community and building a really strong community around the arts, not just poetry. It's about arts itself. They've taken arts out of schools. Our kids don't have the outlets that we had growing up. So arts are important. Being able to express ourselves in whatever form that looks like is important. So that's why the corner is so important. And that's why I named it the corner. Because when I was growing up, we couldn't leave off the corner. You know what I'm saying? Like we had to go to the end of the street. Everybody met on the end of the street. We heard all the good music. The first store I went to by myself was the corner store. So I got a lot of knowledge on the corner. But the corner also has a bad representation. So I wanted to give it a flip side. We push the best uncut dopeness on Poppy's Poetry Corner.
Right.
And it comes in different strains. However your strand is, just know we piped up and we is in there. No Diddy. Hold up. You know what I'm saying? But we pushing that strand of whatever your energy is, because
Right.
it's only one you. And nobody else can make your strand. So just come and be authentically yourself, however that looks for you. And that's why I feel like the love has been reciprocated so much, is because it's just, however you come, we it's like the church for real. The doors are open however you coming, you know what I'm saying? So it's just, yeah. So I hope I answered your question.
Yeah, you did. I always used to like to ask this second part because I know through all the no's, I know there's people that come back and say, "Hey, I see that you got this platform now, and you got not just indie poets, but you pulling people that are known poets out here." Like, how does it feel when other people who didn't support you at first come back and didn't want to be a part of what you're doing? Do you accept those, or do you keep it
Whoever
moving?
come on the corner, if you ask to come on the corner, newbies, people who are vets, the corner is open. I don't hold that against anybody, because it could have been any reason that they said no. They could have had something going on in life. It didn't have to be just because they didn't know who I was or what the corner was. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they needed more details. Maybe they needed to see how it's going to go a little bit before they put their name out there. Your name is your everything. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Your brand. So if that is the case, then I would, whatever it is, whatever made you say yes, I'm still going to look at it as the same blessing that I looked at it as when you answered me back. Because what about those messages that never got answered back from people that I sent to, like, yo, you'll be on the corner, and then I get nothing. You know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
you
Really.
know, so again, I just have an attitude of gratitude for the small things. And that's how I move through life. Just a big attitude of gratitude. You know what I'm saying? Like the gas price is low. I'm like, yeah. Like attitude of gratitude. Like you looking at my videos, you see I be at Shell a lot. And people be like, yo, she's talking about the gas. So what? That I'm thankful. You know what I'm saying? Good dinner came to me tonight. I'm thankful for the food. I'm just thankful for, because I've just lost so much on this journey. So when you lose a lot, you realize that somebody ain't have the opportunity to do this today. Whatever it is that you're doing, somebody didn't have that opportunity. So you better take this time and just be happy for what you have.
By you saying it, like, I'm thinking about, legacy building. Like, what legacy do you want to leave when that time is called, to be like, hey, what effect did she leave when she was here? So, what do you want to leave at that time?
Often think about that. So that's why I'm moving the energy in the way that I move, because I feel like everything that I'm doing right now is putting my footprints in the sand. I want people to just know me for who I am and how my story came about. Like through mostly sometimes you gotta go through it to get to it. But I got to it. No matter what it was. I just want people to understand that Let's Go is really a movement.
Okay. I love that. So I noticed you have your show on at 8 p.m. Why is that special to you at that time?
So I didn't realize it when I transitioned. We used to be at 9. And the reason that we used to be at 9 is because, sometimes the show got a little grown. So I didn't really want the kids. I wanted, the adults to be able to enjoy the show with the kids in bed. And, I have kids as well. So football practice, just different things went on, right? So the universe changed my timing. And when it changed my timing, I had to go to 8. And when I think about it, 8 is the circle of life.
Yeah.
8 is infinity. 8 is the day my mama passed away. 8 is like 8 just holds so many different things, but mostly because it's the circle of life. I have 8 kids. My great 8, I call them. You know what I'm saying? So 8 is just a very significant number for me, but when you look at the 8, it's continuous energy. So that's what I am. No matter how the energy comes, it ain't always happy, but it's energy.
Gotcha. I see that you've been nominated every year. So have you won any awards? That's the first one. And what does it feel like to be in that spot that people are noticing the work that you're doing?
We actually haven't won yet. The voting is actually going on right now. I don't even know if we're nominated for this year yet. So, but somebody will let me know if we get nominated, I'm sure. And what does it feel like to be nominated? Wow, I'm on a list with people who have been doing this for 25, 30 years that I know of. So that right there by itself is a win to me. Somebody fussed at me a couple years ago. They said, "You're not even pushing your vote." And I told them, "Because I already won." What do you mean? I'm on the list. You know what I'm saying? They like, but yeah, you can really win though if you push it. You know what I'm saying? But again, an attitude of gratitude for me, just being put on the list with, people like of that caliber was enough for me.
All right, so we're gonna take a little break from the questions. I'm gonna let you get into a couple little spoken word pieces. I want you to just let me know what they mean to you, and we're gonna let you we're gonna spotlight you. I mean, we've been
All right.
spotlighting you, but definitely gonna put that shine on you right now.
All right, sound good. So this piece right here, I actually wrote this piece not too long ago. And for the sake of the show, we're gonna call it End Moment. I like a lot of boondocks. So, sometimes you have those moments, right?
Right.
But then you have to ask yourself in this society that we live in right now, is that moment worth it? And who is really that? Because this doesn't make you that. You could be the other and still be it. You know what I'm saying? So that's how this piece came about. So let's get into it.
All right.
I throw rope. Most put it around their neck, noose. So I cut them loose, knowing I'm the shit. So I stay on my shoe fly. Don't bother me. You see, ignorance irritate me quick. That's why my pen writes so I don't throw a left. Always willing to drop knowledge so you know. When you're intelligent enough to use it, or will it be knowledge wasted? Trash. Not having principle to be a student. See, you one of those adults who end up on supervision because you couldn't see what was being done to our community. Can't communicate to get unity. Now we trapped with spirits on every corner, not counting the unalive, not counting the unalive, evidence of not counting the unalive, evidence of all the wars we fought over the years, including the leaders, the ones having the act of taking people places where they wouldn't have won alone. Hit me, big leader. If nobody but for self, but who will stand with me? Or will you continue to be one of those ones who end up under spreadsheet, no Excel, being extra, extra, but most will never read all about it, never making the paper. And most of the time, that's what it's about, paper. But now you whitewash like they took their time to clean your final destination. I mean, how it starts to disappear the more it's walked over, but that's just another day living in the hood. So you quickly forget the remnants of splatter of brain matter while they're too trained to use theirs, able to watch a human die like it made perfect sense, only thinking about white matters. See, time after time, same tragic end, because there's nothing more scarier than a non-meddling mofo who's uncomfortable. You have to learn to protect by serving customer care will not to offend. Trigger figure itching to tear through tough skin, but understanding the problem is just that. They think they know all of us. But by now, it shouldn't take yellow tape for you to see passion. The bruised ego can quickly end life, changing everybody around you. So tell me, was that one stop worth an end moment? And who's the end? And that's my piece.
Wow. I don't know what to say. And I heard I've heard you a while ago, but to hear you now, I'm like, yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm feeling that. Let's talk about that though. What does the piece that you just did? What does it mean to you?
I feel like it's a warning. I feel like that sometimes when we get pulled over or when we're in certain situations, we don't think before we act. And sometimes those actions will lead not they will hurt us, of course, but you have to think about the people that may be at home, maybe your loved ones. So sometimes just taking a second to think about your reaction or just being quiet will stop or defuse a situation before it turns into something else. And I feel like a lot of us never take that opportunity to just think about, our actions before we take them.
Because yeah, because I'm an irrational thinker. So to hear that, I needed to hear that because sometimes we look at what people do and we
Mhm.
like we want to go put hands on them, but like
Right.
is it worth what you're gonna lose to do that? Even though you're gonna feel good at that moment, but I'm starting to realize that sometimes things are not always worth it. Because sometimes people gonna get what they gonna get. So that really resonated with me at this moment. Yeah, I don't have no words, pieces on that.
I appreciate it and slow down. Sometimes just, it took me a while to learn that sometimes being quiet and hushing is needed.
Yeah,
Sometimes, a lot of even with prayer. Let's just take that. A lot of people pray. A lot of people asking for stuff. Asking.
yeah,
But you
yeah.
never just take a second to be quiet and listen. Be silent. Listen and silent are the same, rearranged.
Right.
Sometimes you just gotta do that.
All right. So what you got next? What you got next for me?
All right. So we decided to dove into a family piece. I'm big into music. That's
All right.
why another reason why this show was like, yeah, man, my man's been, what I mean, rocking and he,
Right.
he he does the music. And so because I'm big into music, I have a lot of musical pieces. Might not do them a lot, but I have them. So this piece right here is I've been going through a lot for the last 4 years. Not just the loss of my parents, and I mean both parents in the last 4 years, but also fighting to hold on to legacy, fighting to hold on to things that my parents worked hard for. You know what I'm saying? Because as my people and my community, we don't necessarily know how to leave our kids stuff when we pass on. We go about it kind of the wrong way. So the kid ends up paying for the things that we might have didn't pay for. You know what I'm saying? So in this piece, I was really frustrated. I won't say that I was in a dark place, but I needed to write myself out of a place before I went there. So This is I Wanna Go Outside. I wanna go outside in the rain. It may sound crazy, but maybe then I'll feel some relief from this storm that's been brewing inside. Thoughts rising like flood waters, emotions crashing all at once. See, they say a lot gets passed down from your parents. I just pray genetics ain't my only inheritance. Because my family tree, it ain't looking so great. Too much sweetness. See, sugar cane been dripping for generations. Now I know to check the numbers. But what about the other things left unbalanced or balances yet to be paid? Life scales aren't fixed. Positive flashes in bright bursts, but negative hit like lightning, quick, loud, burning. Balance is the key, right? Mine still works. To doors that hold the same locks for over 20 years, but now just a shell of what they used to be, like my wing. She paved the way, but somehow I gotta pay just to own the street. Maybe the fresh air will help. So nobody can see the pain leaking out my eyes. Tears disguised as raindrops, so I don't have to explain the storm. I want you to tell me what to do. But if you were here, I wouldn't need advice. Case closed. Me and my balance. So why does it feel like it's raining more and more? Little showers through my day reminding me that I'm still grieving, still healing, and I don't even like getting wet. Not like this, but I'm drenched, cold, shivering. The more the anger builds, and yet the rain feels good running down my skin. It feels like comfort, like warm hands on a cold back, reaching places I can't. Maybe I don't need the sun right now. Maybe I just need the rain to remind me I can still feel everything and survive it. So let's fight. Like, I wanna go outside in the rain. It may seem crazy, but I need to get outside. And that's my peace.
All right. Hey yo, you really touching the soul today.
Thank
Uh,
you.
because we all deal with grief. I lost an artist 2 years ago, well, it'd be three.
Mm,
So she was the first person I managed. She got sick and all that, and I still deal with it some days
mm.
because it's she was the first one that I managed, and technically everything I'm doing now it's been like kind of like she should be here, but I'm doing stuff that we talked about that she's not able to experience it. So some days had those days like, dang, I wish she was here.
She
But
is. She is. She right
yeah,
there with you every step of the way. Believe that.
yeah. But you hitting on all notes. I ain't never had nobody interview baby almost shed a tear. But you know what I'm saying. So you know that's a lot. So but you hit on all cylinders. And even with these interviews, like I tell everybody, sometimes I get ones that supposed to show up and they don't. I had to realize that those probably weren't the ones that I was supposed to have, but the ones that come through that drop some nuggets. Even I'm a humble person, so
Ah,
for
whoa, 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 whoa.
Not humble.
From me
Not
to
humble.
you, you're not humble. You're grounded.
You're
Humble
grounded.
is lower than, or if you look up the definition, that, but that's a whole nother conversation because we
yeah,
use a lot of words that aren't designed for us.
right,
So, but anyway, go ahead.
yeah. So like I sit there and just to be able to have people that come through that I learned something from that make me like, hey, these guys are awesome to come through to share stories, and it's like I learned something, and I've have done pretty much 19 interviews in the last month. So to sit here and like, hey, I've learned that just because you sing or whatever, you rap about whatever, people still have real lives that they're actually doing real stuff with their lives. Just because I do a song and I'm talking about shooting up everybody, but I'm out here, I'm loving my family, I'm taking care of my community. I feel like pretty much even mainstream needs to also do have a moment where they do this as well to
Yes.
because these kids out here are looking, and even if they got examples at home, they're still looking for examples. And they listen to the music, and like I tell people all the time, some of these people out here, they living the life, and some of them ain't living the
Some of
life.
them not. Mm.
Like some of them, they telling on me, you, and everybody in the videos, and people in the video looking at them like like, yeah, he the one shot him down the street, You
Right.
better- you weren't supposed to say that, bro. Like, what you doing?
Exactly. What was that?
It's like it's 20 dudes in there with guns in the back, and all this stuff, and they looking around. I'm like, yo, you can't do that. But like, with people how they are, and especially kids these days are more impressionable of what they see. So that
Yes.
I feel like a lot of artists need to like tell the real story, like so that these kids know, like, hey, they ain't just I'm out here doing whatever. Because there's some that went to college, there's some that have businesses. There's
Yes.
one kid that even though we acting crazy in videos and shows, but they're actually doing real stuff out here. So
Big facts. I definitely agree with you, but and I had to learn that as well. We are definitely not our kids' biggest influence. As much as we want to be, they feel like we don't understand them anyway. So
right,
with that being said, that's why I'm very particular about, you have to know who your kids friends with.
right, true,
And it was cool around my house because it was so many kids, the kids all piled up because I had all the kids anyway. So it's nothing like sitting back and being able to just watch
yeah,
how your kids deal with their friends. You find out what kind of kids you really have when you do that. That's why I tell people, like I used to have like associates to be like, oh, all the kids at your house, I wouldn't want all that. And all them children always running through my house, eating all my food. And I'd be like, yo, I love it. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, I know mine is safe. And if nothing else, I can also help parent their friends so that you know what I'm saying, and I can sit back and listen to those conversations that they having that they think nobody's listening to. You'll
right,
find out what kind of kid you're really raising just by doing that. You ain't gotta go through their phones. You ain't gotta, but I do that too. But you don't.
yep,
You're not gonna find the truth. They're gonna delete everything. Everything is gone before you even really get to it. But if you walk up on those conversations or drop them off somewhere and then show back up 20 minutes later and
yeah,
just sit somewhere and just look and see what's going on. You'll really see what kind of kid you have. And to me, that's really the involvement that we have to be a community again. Getting on
yeah,
these kids. I see, when I'm at the football field or different places that we go, I see so many kids that don't even care about cursing in front of adults anymore. They walking around firing it off, firing it off, firing it off,
yep,
but and the adults sitting there. I'm not that. I
right,
am definitely not that. I'm looking at you like, yo, and I'm cursing when I say it back. Hey, who you talking to? You better watch your mouth. You don't see me over here. And then let them say something else. No, go get your parents. Where your people's at? Because I don't even want to argue with you. Where your people's you out here embarrassing? Go get them so I can tell them how you over here acting. And then they get real calm real fast. Because either they're there with a coach, they're there with a big something. You know what I'm saying? Most of the time. Or just have a simple conversation with them if you get a group of kids by themselves. Simple conversations with kids will go so far. Why you talking like that? What you got going on? You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? That you see all these adults out here and you don't care how you carrying yourself or you don't have enough respect to hold that down. Because if we can hear you over here, you disrespectful.
yep,
Like even with my kids, I let them do what they do. When the basketball go down at the end of the street, they boys.
yep,
But if I can hear you when I'm sitting on my porch, you being disrespectful. And
yep,
you owe me some money and some push-ups. Come on with it, because I'm that. I'm calling you up. Hey, what's the game? I heard it. Give me my dollar. Come on up here. Everybody do some push-ups. Y'all
yep,
gonna learn. No, you're gonna learn today. Like you're gonna respect. But my kids are those kids too.
yeah,
They're gonna say something because they know how we coming. So they're gonna be like, hey, yo, man, you're gonna have to watch your mouth, or they're gonna tell me you can't come over here no more. So if you want to keep coming over here, bro, you let her hear it one more time. I'm telling you how she is. I be listening. You
yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah,
but yeah, so
they're a little different than when we
What?
grew up. 'Cause, like
A
I
little?
couldn't.
You say a little? Did you say a little?
Yeah, I would, and some of it I blame grandparents too, because like my mom, I love my mom and dad to death. My mom was speak first, ask questions later. Now she got older, and she's like, oh well, my daughter said something to her. I said, what you do? She's like, oh, I ain't say nothing to her. I just was like, whatever, just go in your room. I don't want to deal with you. I said, Mom, I said, come on now. I said, did that been me? She said, yeah, that was different though. I said, y'all kids were different when y'all grew up. We were tough. Like these kids now, you beat them, and they like beat me. You
You
know,
said you beat them.
man,
You can't beat them no more.
they beat
You
me.
can't beat them no more.
And you beat them, and they like whatever you like. Now it's something with the phone. I don't know what it is, but you take the phone. You don't took their life. They'll fight. I seen kids fight their parents over phones because parents want to take the phone. And I'm like, you're like, look, like I didn't. We got in trouble when I was younger. Shoot, you took the Nintendos, the Segas, and we was creative. We would ball up some paper, make you do whatever.
Spitballs. No, I was. No,
Yeah,
I mean you're right though. You're right, but as grandparents, I think their job is to spoil them. So they ain't looking at it like when they was raising us anyway. They like, yo, that's your problem for real, for real. What you gonna do to her? I told you what she said. So is
yeah,
you gonna go in there and handle that or not? Because I'm not the bad guy. I'm the one she's gonna love on.
yeah.
That's what I found like with my mom, at least dealing with my kids anyway. She was more so come tell me instead of, but on the other hand today, I'm still that parent though. I'll strip your whole room down. You don't own nothing.
Well, Miss
Ain't nothing
Janelle up
in here,
there,
right?
she's a daycare owner right there. That's the owner, Kitty City. So right there, she's tapping in from Atlanta, and we just want to say we thank you
Yes.
for doing it. And she's opening her second location, and
Okay.
she's a young entrepreneur that's doing her thing. She has one location, and she's about to open another one, and she's been
In
another.
Forest Park. You gotta tell them where it's at. It's in Forest Park. She
Yeah,
got one in
Now,
yeah.
Georgetown. She got one in
now
Forest.
I'll do this though, because if you cool with it, I'm gonna let her tell me about what she got going on. If you cool with it,
What you mean if I'm cool? It's all family. What I told you,
all right,
community bills.
all right. So we're gonna let
Miss J, Miss J. Her
Jay,
kids call her Miss J.
we're gonna let Miss J talk about what she does in the community as well. So we down there. Even if I'm down there in the A, I got family down there as well. So
Yeah.
they ain't got kids, but what I'm saying, they know people who got kids. So we're
But she
gonna let
about
you.
to do she doing a 24-hour thing too, a nighttime thing. So if you want to go out or do whatever, I'll let her tell you that. But she covering it all.
All right.
Hello, how are you? So the name of my daycare is Kitty City Daycare. I have one location in Douglasville. I'm opening the second location in Forest Park. So our grand opening is April 19th. We are 24 hours. We open on Saturdays as well. The only day we're not open is Sunday. I've been in business 8 years. It'll be 8 years in October this year. So I started in home. So I will be keeping my in home as well. And I'm opening a center next week. So yeah. You muted.
mutated. You muted.
I knew I was waiting on Poppy to say she loves to
I was
say
reading. I was
she loves
I
to say
really
anything.
he was on my show. Like you mutated.
I was waiting too. She like this. She can't wait when you mutate. So I thought she was about to. You were being very polite because I know you ready.
Hey,
I was
hey,
reading, no, I was reading the piece. I was going over my piece actually, so I didn't realize he was mutated until I didn't hear nothing, and then my eyes turned like, yeah. But if I had caught it, I would have did it.
Yeah. All right. So I want to know, because how's your patience with dealing with kids and parents that like you go and you tell them, hey, the kid doing whatever, and they like, nah, not my kid.
So I'm a mother of five. So I've always been one of those that I'm like Poppy. Everybody has always been at my house, kids and everything. So I have very good patience. People say that all the time. Like, how do you do it? You have 5 kids of your own. I love kids. I love what I do. I do have a special relationship with all my parents. They know Miss J don't play the radio. I can't tell people how to raise their kids, but I can tell you what won't happen at Kitty City. Because I have some kids that are 3 that curse. They know I don't play the radio here. So when they go home and mom and dad saying such and such word, they be like, don't say that. Miss J say that's a bad word. Because they know I don't play the radio. I do have suspension policies, even daycare. So if you can't control it, then it'll hurt you in your pockets when you have to stay at home to keep your own child because you can't go to work because you don't have nobody to keep your kid. So either you're gonna correct it or you keep them at home. It's your call. But I don't tolerate that because I'm just don't because I don't like other kids to have to pick up other children's bad mistakes and then they take it home and they like, well, where you find that at? Oh, I learned that at Miss J's. Oh no, we're not gonna do that. So I correct it. And if you can't correct it, then we'll just have to let them go. I love all kids, but I don't run my business like that. So
All
yeah.
right. Good.
And I think kids like structure. I think kids like structure because sometimes, kids perform better a lot of the times better with different people, but and they like when you have boundaries and they like when you have rules and expectations. And for the last couple days since Keynote is going to be emceeing at Miss J's daycare, we're excited. So we've been kind of in home. Been doing the spy cam on her and seeing how she's moving and things she's doing. And she 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 disciplines with a lot of love and a lot of conversations because I've seen that the things how she's talked, she takes them to the side and she's talked to them, and she really knows her families. And so she decides, she's so tuned in with the kids. Sometimes it's your parents aren't working, somebody lost a job, or your mom's your grandmother's sick or whatever. So she takes them aside and she might have it as a punishment, but from what I've seen, they like spending time with Miss J. They sometimes they act up so they can get that personal time, and then you have to realize that a lot of times the kids don't get that individual time, and they know Miss J is going to take them aside and they're going to hang out. So I just think the message and those type of things with, like we were talking about community and going back to the raising how everybody in the neighborhood used to raise the kids. That's basically how she sets it up, and she does a lot of things, and she does a lot of things out of her own pocket and to help a lot of parents if I've seen that, might not be able to financially meet the things that, because she doesn't have a lot of help. This is the thing, when we're women business owners and sometimes black and brown community owners, we don't get the monies and we don't get the funding and we don't get the support. So we're trying to just really love on her and just show her now with our foundations that we're having, that me and Keynote, so we're doing with our companies, and we're going to just try to, we can't go big, but we can go small, so, you know, before it's time for Christmas and things like that, you can always adopt a school. And so we're wanting people to adopt Kitty City, with the economy we're in, you just got to keep it real, with bless them with some groceries sometimes and bless them with, because she makes in-home snacks. And sometimes, you know, underfunded communities, they don't have the dinners that we think they should have, or they're not able to have the fresh fruit. So if you have a company or something like that where you can donate it to her, I know 100% this lady, she puts it where it's supposed to go. And like I said, because she uses a lot of her own funding, and we as our people, we've been raised to do that. The foundation that we have in our family, we always used to do that anyway. But she has all colors and all types of kids in her daycare, from what we've seen. And one thing that we don't do on our platform, this is how me and Keynotes got hooked up, because she like, I want to see the farm. If you got goats, I want to see what's happening. How you taking this fruit off the tree? We do a lot of investigations because
See it all.
I'm like, what? And then, what do you mean? You want to see, if you say it's all natural, I need to see that we're literally doing all that. So we want to be able to have people that have confidence in what we're saying, and we want to partner with you guys too, since we're on your platform now and reaching out to let people know, because she is in Georgia. But the things that you would donate, blankets and financially or whatever, it's going to where she says it's going to go to, because that's how she's built her reputation in the community. And so we're just honored that we've partner with her, and we have to start small, but we have to understand that, like we were saying about the kids, that's they mostly do what they see done. That it's not pretty much what you say, or when I was a kid, this and whatever. They don't know nothing about that. They have a stroke if you, like you said, you take the TV, or they can't have their remote or their things. They have no clue about the things that were going on before. So And I'm gonna jump in because I want to stop Keynote too, because she'll do this a lot. You have to see, hey, she don't like when people talk about her. This is why I keep popping in and out, because when I
Yeah,
think it's like
that's
double
why I
dip,
like her. She like me. People
yeah,
do the same thing. I tell
y'all
people,
do. She and I and right, she does not like when people put the spotlight on her, and she's working better at it, because I've threatened a lot of. She has to pay me $1 now, and that's how you gonna get her. You have to, if she gets if it's a financial cause to it, she might listen to it. So when she prepares these poems and the things, like when she came here to Florida, that's where the farm is. It's in Titusville, and you guys, rockets went off from here, and that's what they do. They launch here, and you know, one of my little trivia questions, if you go back and say what she wanted to be when she was little, that's one of the things she wanted to be, and so she didn't know exactly, because they were at another location when she was growing up, so she didn't know what happened here, but I knew what happened here. She didn't know about the Rockets, and she didn't know. She thought it was, when you say Florida, whatever, you don't know, because Titusville was built for the Space Center. So really, when they say Cape Canaveral, that's us. That's just the big name that they use. But literally, she'll tell you the farm shakes when the rockets go off. We're that close. I mean, and it's just like amazing and great. So we did the
oh,
things. Yeah, we did the things, and when you meet people that have a spirit of connection and kindness to the universe, you hear people always say that in your vibe. I get so sick of hearing the vibe and the connection. We don't hear for real. Everybody, oh, your
OJ.
energy's bad and your synergy. No, y'all have no clue. These are things you guys see, but when you live that life, and that's what you get up in the morning and you intentionally put those things forward, and that's what she does. So one of the surprises when she got here, like I said, she didn't know. She done water, beach, blah, blah, blah. She's freaking out. She loves all that. And she has made tons of friends here when I'm not even around.
Yeah,
People
I
come
love
looking for
it.
her because it's ridiculous. I'm like, how did you meet Sally from such and such? Sally's husband is Bob. She has 2 kids. I'm like, how? And we're going to breakfast in the morning. I'm working. No, I'm not talking about you. Me, Sally, and Bob, and her mother, Marilyn's coming Friday. So I'm going over there. I'm like, oh my God, what is happening here? This is my town.
And
So
selling
she's
them some
taking them.
scrubs. Don't forget, I'm
Oh
selling
yeah.
them scrubs.
Yes. She's hanging around with these people. And let's keep it real. These people are elders, a lot of them that aren't, but they're not, and they are. So they love her spirit. And one thing that particularly sticks out, I mean, when she did that poem, we went to a location, and, we just do our own thing a
Of
lot of
course.
times. And she's out there by the water and she's practicing and she's doing that thing. Well, when she did that poem, okay, we were out there by the boats and all that. And the dolphins come. They just start coming around. And they're coming around and they're flipping around, and we have dolphins, we have manatee, we have all that. But it's like the dolphins follow her. It's just like very amazing because
Yeah,
she
I had to put a
hugs,
video up. I went live
yeah,
too.
she hugs the tree, she hugs the trees, and she does that thing, and all that. So I'm like, what is happening here? You know what I'm saying? So, well, I'm like, okay, that's cool. So she's saying the poem or whatever, and then people start gathering and people start listening, and they're just like, very touched by the things that she's saying, because, like she said, a lot of these things were for her, but they're connect with a lot of people, different levels. It doesn't have to be your specific situation. And so I've witnessed things that she's done. And like I said, with the animals, it doesn't freak me out as much anymore as it used to. But bees and spiders, but literally here manatees, like when she laid out one day and she was singing and talking to the universe and all that, like I said, the dolphins came. And that was just like, I'm like, okay, this is like second or third time this is happening. So either she's very spooky, and and I need to get this lady, sage her right now or whatever. But these things always happen. And when you're around a person that's like that, that energy is real. And the things that she talks about is real. And when the universe listens and the animals listen and all that stuff, it's a pretty remarkable thing. It's just not things that you can always just come across in people, and the kindness. And she's a handful now. Let's not get it wrong, but she usually will fight you because she sees something greater in what you're doing, and you're not. You might not see it, and the people that she has around her and the people that she's connected to, it's a pushing force, and that makes you. So when she's doing the things that she's doing, and I'm so glad that we had a deal, because yesterday was the anniversary of her mom going to heaven, and we were just intentionally meaning that that was going to be an amazing day. Like when I said, she didn't know, but I sent AD the pictures when you were in your mom's house and you were in there hanging from the beams and doing the things. This is how she does. She goes to her mom's house. She says her poems out in her mom's living room, and she does this stuff. And she really, really, you know. And I've met my taste. I'm new to poetry, but I've met her team and her friends. Now I'm a poet snob because when I hear these people that are on the level that they are, I'm like, my God, I just think it's phenomenal. And so I just want to take the time to let you know she'll do the poems, but I see the stories behind the poems and I see the time that she puts in and just to literally, because she's introverted. You would never know, you would never guess. And the people's like, what?
Yeah.
That she's severely like that and she's severely introverted, but her heart shines all the time. And so she's always doing the things. And this tour, the last tour she was on, it was the emotional baggage tour. That's what we
Okay,
called it.
sure. Yes.
Right.
And, so this time, we're doing a little dumpster fire and thing like that because we're putting things where they go. The things that aren't serving us anymore, we're putting those in there, and we're letting those go. So this part of it's going to be the beginning of the jump off of the dumpster fire. So I just wanted to tell you guys that and let you know that the real is real. And when
Yeah.
she's doing these things and the things, her mom is phenomenal. And when I met her, and she's like, well, I told her, I said, I want you to bring me, because I have this from my grandmother's house. My friend sent it to me. And I said, I want you to go to your mom's house and bring me some bricks. And she's like, what?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, because that's foundation. That was what she loved. She loved that house and she loved them in that house. And so when she came to visit me, she brought me bricks from her mother's house. And I was telling her, you know, if anything happens, because we have hurricanes here, you best know I'm grabbing my granny's bricks and I'm grabbing her mommy's bricks. Those things that are dear to me. You know what I mean? And so
Yeah.
this is a real thing. It's a real thing and it's real. It's just a blessing. It's a blessing. And like I said, it's just really
Thank you,
phenomenal
B.
to
I
see.
appreciate
Yeah.
that shit.
You're welcome. You hit cash out. You know how to do.
I know. I got you. I
Hit
got
that
you the
cash
dollar.
out. Yeah.
What I wish I'd have known this what y'all doing as powerful women, but I know next year Women History Month definitely gonna bring y'all back.
Well,
Uh,
thank you.
Appreciate it.
Women, y'all do a lot, and we appreciate y'all for what y'all do because a lot of stuff y'all do, we as men don't have the patience,
But we
to
love the boys because Jonelle got boys. I have a son. She has boys. We are
Yeah.
pro
I
boy
got no
round here.
patience, so I better
Yeah,
not throw.
T.
I better not throw
Yeah,
up no hard for that. I ain't that type of woman. I'm a little unladylike, so I ain't got no
right.
patience. So I shout out to y'all women, y'all ones with them patience. Shout out to y'all. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. Y'all are the
Look
bomb.
at
But
Natalie.
yeah,
Look at
no,
Water
we
Girl Raw. Look at your team, your folks coming in, and she's a amazing person. She does. We were talking about kids, and she has the things for the kids. What
yeah.
is it? Say it, Poppy. What does Natalie have?
Science
Natalie
kits.
has
She has the STEM kits. She does science. She does like different things, but she goes around to different schools and she
yeah,
hands out these packs and you can sign up for them. It's actually
free.
dope. You get telescopes, you get all kind of stuff from that. That's another powerful queen right there as
Hmm.
well. So yeah,
Yeah.
we in the house. Like I said, it's all about community around here. So to me, you only shine as bright as your community signs. So if your community is in here, you know what I'm saying? I even think I seen my sook come in here. I don't know if she's still in here. Oh yeah, yep, she down there. So even Mystic's in the house. She got butters that you can get if you don't like it, you know what I mean? But you want to still, you know what I mean, relax and get your own. She got good butters for you to put, and I put that on everything. You hear me? Like cinnamon buns, cinnamon rolls, my toast, like whatever I'm eating, I buy it. So like I just keep to me, it's all about if you the brightest thing in the room, then you might need to realign yourself with better star.
yeah, yeah. Because I'm gonna have to talk to y'all offline because about Pusher and Indie Heart, doing some partnering with y'all because we
Hmm.
also are, and people say that, but I'm more about the community. It's good to have artists singing, but like my whole thing is it's also community work that needs to be done because there's a lot of people old, young. There's people who just need the help, and sometimes we're out here, we're performing and we're doing things, and sometimes people might think that it's beneath to help,
Right.
but
Yeah,
they,
you find that a lot. We do a homeless drive. We pass out hygiene bags. During the wintertime, I hand out blankets. Anytime I'm downtown, I keep clothes in my truck just in case I see somebody that might be laid out, that might be dirty. Then I give them clothes. You know what I'm saying? And I actually build bonds with the homeless community, and they've gotten to the point now where they tell me what they need.
yeah,
And if it's not donated, I'll go to the thrift store and I'll pick it up myself. I was
yeah,
homeless for 2 years. That's not why I do it. You know what I'm
right,
saying? Because I wasn't there kind of homeless, but I was homeless. If you don't have your own mailbox to go to and your own address, you're homeless. You know what I'm saying? So like, but just giving back to, I'm big on community. Like I'm really huge on that because I feel like that's the only way we can really. I feel like we forget to love. It's
right,
just a simple one thing. I don't have to know you to love you.
right.
You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like, so many we move through life so fast that we forget to just love on somebody sometimes. Just you know what I mean? Because you never know how a person's day is. Even like me going to work every day. It's simple for me. I go in the building with the energy I want people to give me. So
Yeah,
I go in the building piped up. I speak to everybody. I might not talk to them, but I speak to everybody. I want to know how your yesterday was, and we might not say to that, but just know that this is the energy that I'm coming with. Don't give me your woe is me's. I'm not the type that want to be in the aisles and talk about things that's going on with the job. And no, don't mix me with that. Then you see how I greeted you this morning? Having a grand rising. You will too, whatever you're going through. Don't even tell me the story. It's just be great. That's all
When your
you got to
birthday?
do today is
When your
be great.
birthday?
I'm a Gemini. I'm May 26th. It's coming up.
I'm about to say, yeah, I thought you was a Cancer because you sound just like me.
Yeah, I'm a Gemini. But yeah, it's just you set your own algorithm in life. This is our world. And we need to learn to control it.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree with that because it's a lot. There's a lot of stuff that could be done in the community, but a lot of it is people want to be seen. And I even tell people even up here like it's good to be out here trying to promote music, trying to do whatever, but can you walk out there to that door and be like, hey, what do you need? What or can I help? What can I do to help? And sometimes people miss the boat, even with support in the area. Like, I'm here. I support everybody, but I also can't forget my back door because people forget their back door because they're like, oh, they're out here in the street. And they're like, hey, I'm talking to Poppy, I'm talking to the so and so here in Atlanta, I'm over here. But like it's people in your back neighborhood that
Backyard. Right in your backyard. Yeah.
you don't pay attention to. And so I always tell people, don't forget, it's cool to get I hate to say clout because some people chase clout, but you got to take care of your own, and then people don't even have to say anything. A lot of even with me looking at you and all that, and a lot of people that are out here doing things. One of the first things people would say is, "Hey, I've been watching you for years." I tell people like, "Hey, then why you ain't comment?" Well, I was just watching to see how you move. I've been watching you for years, and then it's like something happened, and hey, let's work. And 'cause sometimes people see your motive. My thing is somebody even with this said, hey, a lot of people are not interviewing people, you know, and or people wanted the mainstream people. I hate that word and exposure because you don't. A lot of people don't need exposure. They just need one opportunity to let somebody see who they are. But
One
some
thing.
people,
Yes.
oh well, I'm gonna put you on my show because it give you exposure. Like you don't need that. That's why I don't tell people that. Like I just want to come on, hear your story, have a good time, and leave a lasting impression. But sometimes we just gotta we as artists artistry people, we had to sometimes do better than what we do.
That part. That part is because people forget that this is all just about an outlet for the most part. Whether you rapping, whether you singing, whether you writing poetry, playing the banjo, I mean, drawing, whatever your artistic creativity is an outlet for you in some shape, form, or fashion to get it off. Just because you might get monetary funds that make you on another level, don't make you rich first. Where most
Right.
people get in that mindset where they feel like they rich. Some of those people are the poorest people that you'll ever meet. Poor because they don't know love. Poor because they ain't never poured into anybody but themselves. Poor because, you know what I'm saying, they unhappy. You know what I'm saying? Look at all these superstars that have all this money and they off themselves. You know
Yep.
what I mean? It could be something bigger going on. It could be something mental going on. But most of the time, it's because they lonely. Most of the time, it's because that money can't buy them what they really want, and that's love. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, like, I definitely feel you on that. Like, I don't do anything that I do, my movement and my footsteps, I don't even know what clout is. I don't care about your recognition. I don't, that ain't why I'm here. You know what I'm saying? I'm just here to get the message out. And the message is be great, keep shining, keep pushing. You know what I'm saying? No matter what you go through in life, because life gonna be life. And you
Right.
can
You have to
stay
bring
still
somebody. You
crying
have to
about it.
bring
You
somebody.
know what I'm saying? Like
You
so
gotta
many
bring
people,
somebody. Yeah.
right? So many people will sit still crying instead of moving your feet. Most people don't cry and walk because they can't see. So
Yep.
you standing still while you crying. There's nothing wrong with crying. Get it off. But at the
Yep.
same time, what you crying about? Like when people come to me with their issues and their ailments, like people that hate their job. Well, why you work there? Make a change. Do something. You can keep on, don't change until you wash your clothes or do something different.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So, and then once you do something different, if it works for you, don't gatekeep.
Right.
Be a gate opener.
That's it.
How many people can be a gate opener and say that they open doors for anybody
Right.
other than themselves? And don't get it wrong, I'm selfish. I'm selfish to death when it comes to me, when it comes
Right.
to my peace of mind, when it comes to, all of that stuff. But at the same time, I'm self-driven.
Right.
But it takes that same energy from the people that I allow to be and see self. That energy pushes me. Because you can't let everybody see you. Sometimes you gotta put on a mask so that you can just survive the room.
Yep. You right about that.
That's rare because Natalie never gets on camera. I'm freaked out when she got up there. That one right there. That is the rocket girl right there. That's what we was talking about with the kids. She never gets on camera, and she, oh my God, that's Janelle. You and Natalie got a hook too because she's the one. Say something, man. What do you do? Because I'm like freaking out her face, and it's the most
Something.
wonderful thing.
Hi,
She
everybody.
said something.
How you doing?
So this is Fam. They've adopted me. I feel honored. I teach aerospace education, STEM and STEAM. So I'm not a rocket scientist. I
Yeah,
just
we
love
are.
it. I'm a big nerd. You'll find me in my yard at night looking up at the skies, looking for the satellites that I know are getting ready to go by, checking out certain stars. In the daytime, I'm looking at my lizards and my birds and my snakes that are coming in my yard and planting my flowers and doing some seed projects.
Girl.
But it's all about the same thing. That the reason I think we all connected is just about community. And being a part of a community means you give to your community, right?
Mhm.
That you are a part that you don't just take, because a lot of us just take and we don't understand. So when I work with my students, I have cadets and I have students where I go into the classroom and just volunteer and hang out, and I do the STEM kits. and just learn with them and teach aerospace education, character development, put a little physical fitness in with it. All of those things are part of the program that I volunteer with, which is Civil Air Patrol. And I just take it to the next level because we don't hear about things like Civil Air Patrol. We're the last to know, if we ever know. And so for me, it's all about leveling the playing field.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times we don't even know there's a game going on. Right? So if you don't know, you know what I'm saying? So for me, it's about
Right.
having us understand that part, right? Know that there's a game going on, know that we deserve a place in the game, and then helping us to figure out the game, the plan, right? The strategies in the game. All of those things that help us to be a part of it versus sitting on the bench. Or we ain't even at the game. Forget that. We ain't even at the game. So that part for me is what's important. And uh, this team right here, like I said, they adopted me and pushed me to do stuff that I should be doing and I'm slowly doing. So I just appreciate that part. I thank y'all for even letting me say something. I came on because somebody was sending me messages, texting me stuff, and she said show up. So whenever they say show up, I'm showing up.
Right.
She does.
Anyway, I
She
might
does.
be in the background not saying anything,
She's real with it. She got an electric car
but
and all that. She's the
because I'm
whole
waiting for
deal.
I'm waiting for us to create that.
She's amazing.
I'm waiting for us to create it though. If I could build one and have the factory, I'd have the daggone factory.
She will.
Believe that. And employ
And now
us.
we're partnering what we do have now. Now we're partnering with her because she's in the process of getting us a farm in Georgia. So I mean, this is just like so exciting. These things are just popping up
Yes,
crazy, and
it's
so
coming.
yeah. But we gotta
Uh,
get to the poetry because I know Adrian's like, we got a poet on here.
Yes.
We got to do the poetry.
Hey,
Yes, sorry.
now y'all don't have to apologize. Like this is family stuff. I told y'all. I got I have
See what happened when you have talk on? When people sing, you could just do the thing. You could just do the thing when they sing, but when you talk, this is what we do.
yeah. So hey, I had a script. We went past that script. So hey, we good. You know,
Said I had scripted it out, y'all.
Yeah.
so I just
We done blowed up the script, y'all.
yeah, we tore it up. We did it like church style. We tore it up and went another way. So that's how we move here. And I appreciate all y'all getting on here. And that's why I say when Women History Month rolls around, I want us all to come back again and where we can talk. So because you guys are y'all are doing a lot, and people need to hear about what you're doing. So I'm glad, even for all y'all to be on this interview, so that now everybody can hear what y'all have going on. So
Keynote's the Pied Piper, so wherever she goes, she got a tribe coming. So you just know, pull out some seats because she don't roll up alone. She never comes alone.
so we got the billboard in the back that's
Mhm.
putting everybody on. So that's good. I'm glad that y'all all work together because that sometimes everybody has their own ego or they think they doing something better than somebody else. But to see y'all come together like this is uh this has been a powerful interview right here. So I appreciate all y'all. But
Yeah,
we're
we
gonna get you.
appreciate you.
No, this ain't about me. This is about you. I'm gonna be like kind of doing you. So this is about you. You know what I'm saying? Y'all want to come? Y'all want me to interview you on a show? Y'all come back. Y'all talk about how whatever. Now I can sit there and I can almost cry and all that stuff. But no, this is about you because I've seen interviews and I can do the whole I did this I did this, but that ain't that's still in the way a moment from y'all. So I appreciate y'all sharing y'all moment. So
But
we're
we
gonna
the
let
branches on her tree. This is we the branches on
you.
her tree. So this is how she rock. This is her, and she puts out the light, and we just light follows light.
Yeah, and that's good.
That
That's good.
part. But you can get back to your script, man. We ain't tearing up your stuff. Come on in here. What we got?
No,
What we
And my
on there?
script, hey,
yeah.
come on, my script is done. My script. We don't. You don't pretty much answer majority of it just by, pretty much we just played around with it. Like I said, I keep it just for to stay on. Like if some like if you around people that you gotta stay on script with. But like, I just keep it just to have some talking points. But as far as that, we don't go the whole another level. So we're gonna let you do one more piece, and then I'm gonna let you do your shout outs and where everybody can find you at and what you got that you're working on.
Hold on. So one piece, what we want
Uh,
to play? One more piece left. Let me see. I gotta think of the piece I want to close with because I gotta. Okay, I think I'm gonna close with change. hmm I think. Let me see. All right. So what was the questions? I had to get the piece together. 'Cause we got to
all
talking,
right.
and I'm
So where can they find you at? What do you got? What are you working on? And any projects that you got in the works here? And, just let you have the floor at there, just so people can, because I don't want nobody ever say, "Oh, I don't know where I can find her." I can go back to this interview. So yeah, she gave you where you can find her. So yeah, that's how we gonna move with that.
that part. Facebook, Instagram. You can find me Poppy Woodyard, about like you see it right here. I think on TikTok I am Poppy's Poetry Corner. But if you put in Poppy's Poetry Corner, you can find me any and everywhere. Honestly, just that would probably be the best way. YouTube, especially if you want to see the show, we're live every Wednesday night, but we 25/8. You know what I'm saying? So you can tap in at any point of time. We have any any amount of poets, music, just, trying to get more artists on there. So you might find anything on a Wednesday night. We just trying to anything that's artistic that makes a boom, you might find it on the corner. I have Sensual Saturdays coming up. That is May 30th in ATL. It's going to be an erotic show hosted by the beautiful Jay Simone, lighting PPP. And of course, I am the feature. And it's going to be drip weekend. So it's going to be all kind of shenanigans and great poetry going on. So if you guys want to know anything about that, you can also tap in with me. You can tap in with Javi, or you can go to Eventbrite and just get you a ticket to Sensual Saturdays. Hell, buy a table. You know what I'm saying? Once you get there, of course, we're going to have product on hand. You have to, we have balms, we have teas, we have soaps, we have body washes. We have almost anything you need from head to toe, all natural, everything at the.com to get you some coastal sunflower body scrubs. I mean, yes, I'm not just the president. I'm also a client. I use it, everything, and y'all see it. You know what I'm saying? It's shining, shining, shining. So make sure that y'all tap in. I will be hosting the Alphabet Brunch May the 3rd. I'm trying to get all these dates together. That's also going to be in the ATL for Tamika Festival. So, if you're in the community and you want to hear some good poetry, basically tap in with my page and you're going to find it somewhere, even if it's not from me. Because again, community, I'm posting other people's stuff. You can tap into the group and other people are posting so much stuff in there. Um, and I think that is it. Make sure that you tap in with the ladies. If you need, you know what I'm saying, daycare for your kids, I got plenty of them. So ain't nothing like having a peace of mind on where your kids are while you out doing what you do. So make sure that you tap in with Miss J.
April
And
April 18th is our grand opening, so y'all come out. We'll be out from 12
that
to
part,
4.
grand opening. And
Grand opening.
I will be there. So make sure that y'all tap into that. And I guess that's it, y'all. Let me get to this piece. Did you have something
One
to
more
say,
thing.
King?
Okay. Where if you're looking for artists and poets, where can they be considered? Where they could see your email or how you do that?
No, you can hit me up on any of those platforms. Matter of fact, you can hit up anybody from my team. You know what I'm saying? If you see the name Mystic, aka Pound Cake, you can hit her up. You can hit me up. You can hit Kimberly up. You can hit Angel Kim up. You can hit, anybody that messes with PPC that can get to me, you in there. It's just that easy. We push the
Okay.
And
community. Now
Adrian, if you know somebody that we
do
need to feature
have
you.
we do have a list now. So it might be a little time before we can get you on, which is a blessing. So it gives you time to prepare for whatever you're going to do. So yeah, that's we pushing.
All right. Bet. All right, so I'm gonna let you do your
All right,
thing.
so I guess I'm gonna get into this last piece, y'all. I know I've been changed. You see the angels up in heaven done sign my name. Yeah, they belong to me. So many from my family tree knew what I was destined to be. Don't need a contract to know that my contract been written in gold. I came into this world heavy, not with weight, not baggage, but with purpose. Too big for most to bear and too loud to be silenced. I don't need a phone. It's been written in bloodlines run deep. I know that's why I didn't perish in the streets. See, my ancestors been praying on me, not just for me. You should need to find purpose and move purposely in my divine given energy. Change more than my get up. I overcame the come up mentality. See, thinking about all the plays I could have made that could have cost me everything. Got me thankful for the get up, the blessing to see another day. Big gratitude in my posture. Let's go in my spirit. See, yesterday's problems are no longer today's problems because I know I've been changed. You see the angels up in heaven done sign my name. Written in cursive. Words of affirmation turns into chant. Sitting alone, this group effort feels effortlessly. See, raising me was the opposite of that. Mental illness was a normal thought process. Mama just told us we was gifted. Taught us to think outside the box because we could never fit in one. Do not stand in society lines. Kept me in trouble. I'm going to a fight a spirit that they can never cage. See, that box wasn't for me either. I got sick of stale, no disorder needed. Disorderly conduct was often defined. Third eye closed, I was walking blind, bound to a contract that goodness and greatness I had already signed. My goodness, I just had to open up. See, the change wasn't sudden, it was ancestral. It was prayers catching me mid fall. It was heaven saying, not this one, not yet, not ever. I just had to open my eyes and realize the ink was already dry and protected. So when I say I know I changed, I mean I survived what was meant to erase me. I mean I walk different, talk different, because I'm carried by more than just my feet. That's why I've been changed. You see the angels up in heaven done sign my name. I love them, and that's my peace, y'all. Peace, y'all. Thank y'all for having me tonight. This was everything I needed. Poetry month, but not just poetry month. It's never your words die month. Get loud month. And you allowed me to do that. So thank you, King.
I
Peace.
appreciate it, Queens. All right. Thank y'all for your time. I thank y'all for coming through. Thank you for just blessing us, just not as a performance, but its purpose. Just want y'all to make sure y'all keep yourself tapped in every Wednesday at 8 p.m. and follow her movement and follow everything that she's doing and all these magnificent women are doing as well. So this is your boy AD from Pusher Independent and Indie Heart. Signing out. One love. That's it. Peace.